Hello, everyone. We'll just wait for a few more people to join. We're at 1 minute past. I've just got a quick bit of housekeeping to do. So this will be recorded. So if you feel more comfortable with your camera off, please do that. We're very lucky to have a couple of experts from Groundsure with us today. So if you've got any questions, you can pop them in the Q&A and then we'll answer them all at the end. Some of you will know me already because I've been account managing at eMapsite for quite a long time, but I'm now looking after the core sales team. So I look after the team who look after you, our clients who use the map shop. And today we've got Jenna and Andy with us from Groundsure. Jenna's the business development executive there, and she's been working with clients and partners like us for over 5 years. And Andy has long experience, over 20 years in property, and has been with Groundsure since 2013. So we are in great hands. So we're 2 minutes past. I'll crack in. So we've been proud to partner with Groundsure for over 15 years. And we were drawn by their award-winning reports, their industry leading data, and our teams collaborate very closely every day. And it's a relationship that we truly value. To tell you more about the Groundsure reports and insights, I'll hand you over to Jenna.
Hello, and thank you for joining us here this afternoon for this short presentation on the value of insights. And thank you, Fiona, for the introduction. Groundsure is a leading UK authority on environmental, mining and climate data. We provide expert insights into risks such as land contamination, flooding and ground stability, along with future guidance on climate impacts. As a proud B Corp, we uphold the highest standards of environmental and social responsibility, delivering our services ethically and transparently. By the end of this webinar, attendees will have a clear understanding of the key products within the Insight Suite and how they support smarter decision-making in property and land. Be able to confidently explain the practical benefits of Groundsure data, such as improved accuracy, greater efficiency, and stronger compliance in environmental reporting and risk management. Be equipped to assess how insights can enhance their workflows, deliver better outcomes for clients, and support more informed, confident decisions. The Groundsure Insight is a comprehensive and cost-effective view on contaminated land information for your project. The pack contains the 3 key elements: Enviro, Geo, and Map Insight. The Enviro and Geo reports have been upgraded with unrivaled content and a new design and are provided as a combined report. It is important to note, however, that these are also offered as standalone products should this suit your requirements. In summary, the Groundsure Insight provides you with all the data that you need in one place, with no add-ons or any extra purchases, with many data sets exclusive to Groundsure. It is delivered simply as 3 components without unnecessary folders or files to save time and confusion. You will receive a combined Enviro and Geo report, a folder of small-scale maps, and a folder of large-scale maps. Let me introduce you to the Enviro Insight, which is an essential part of an environmental consultant's desktop study. It gives you a deep understanding of environmental factors at your site. It provides comprehensive contaminated land information on past and current land use from a multitude of sources, including Groundshore's historical land use database, which we derived from our historical mapping. Furthermore, it covers data from third-party providers, including the Environment Agency, Scottish Environment Protection Agency, British Geological Society, local authorities, and the Health and Safety Executive. The report also includes detailed site setting information covering detailed flooding using multiple models, hydrogeology, hydrology, and designations data. Moving on to the Geo Insight, an essential report for geo-environmental professionals looking to identify potential ground stability problems that may affect ground investigation, foundation design, or possible remediation options. It provides a detailed geological data report combining BGS data with unique geological and geohazard datasets. These include the Groundsure made mining and sinkhole data, site-specific radon information, as well as 10K BGS geology data included as standard. This report also includes a full section on infrastructure covering tube tunnels, Royal Mail tunnels, and main railways, inclusive of the London Underground and subways. The Map Insight is a pack of large and small-scale historic ordnance survey mapping, which will include all available maps for your site. Our old maps date back to the 1840s to provide detailed insight into historical land use to identify the potential contaminated land risks and the associated liabilities. We also include detail on our old maps from the original marginalia information, such as surveyed, levelled, and copyright dates. This additional inspection ensures you have everything you need to provide an accurate and informed opinion. Our vast collection of historical maps are scanned in at over 500 dots per inch, also known as DPI, setting a new industry standard. This sharper imagery means the information supplied on the old maps is clearer, enabling greater confidence in your opinion. Here is a comparison to other providers' mapping, where you can see the staggering difference in quality of the mapping and its details. These will also be provided in colour where available. Our Insights data suite includes hundreds of datasets, each chosen for the reliability and validity of the information it provides. To talk about a few, I'll start with the pollution inventory. This data is provided by the Environment Agency and details releases and transfers of substances from industrial activities they regulate, including the annual emission of certain substances to air, controlled waters and land, and off-site transfer in wastewater and waste exemptions. Our waste exemptions data includes activities storing, treating, using, and disposing of waste that is exempt from needing a permit and gives a clear guideline of lower level contamination at a site. Historical aerials and OS master map. The historical aerials go back to 1999 to present day, or most recent image available. A maximum of 5 images will be provided, including one current aerial. We will provide an even split of the data from 1999 to give a decent data range. The image provided as the current aerial is the most recent when the area was flown and surveyed, but usually within the last 3 years. OS Mastermap is the definitive source of highly detailed geographic data for Great Britain. Full-page OS Mastermap site plan gives you the clearest picture of your site, allowing reference of current layout and land use. The max site size for OS Mastermap inclusion within our reports is up to 10 hectares. Environment Agency and ambiental flood data. We include all kinds of flood data, including detailed assessment of surface water flooding and groundwater flooding, utilising multiple return periods and predicted depths. It gives the user a full overview of flooding from multiple sources, allowing them to determine whether further flood risk assessments will be necessary for the site. Not only does flood data provide you with a better understanding of future flood events, it is also a vital element of a comprehensive conceptual site model, using the source pathway receptor approach. This gives a consultant a better conceptual understanding of future flood events related to surface water and groundwater and the potential spread of contaminants. We use Ambiental flood data as well as the Environment Agency because Ambiental has modelled 25% more rivers than any other UK flood model. The data is regularly validated and calibrated using actual flood events in the UK. It also has integrated flow rate and rainfall data. 82% of properties are modelled using LiDAR, which is a remote sensing technology and is the leading method of examining the surface of the Earth. Our Groundsure Insight includes a number of data sets exclusive to Groundsure, which provide you with a broader view on features which could affect your risk assessment. I will talk about a few of these unique features on the following slides. Groundsure Insight reports include our historical land use database, built from an extensive archive of historical maps. This database provides detailed insights into how land was used in the past, helping to identify potential environmental risks. To make the data more accessible, land features with similar uses and close proximity are grouped together. Each group includes the time period when the feature was recorded on historical maps. Due to variations between map editions, the exact position of a feature may shift slightly over time. The longer a land use activity persisted, the greater the likelihood that contamination may still be present. For users who require more granular detail, we also offer the original, ungrouped features, each linked back to its group via a unique group ID. Our industrial land use data highlights sites where historical industrial activities occurred, derived from old Ordnance Survey maps. This includes both the type of activity and the relevant time period. We also identify historical above-ground tanks, visible to surveyors, with records dating back to the 1840s. Please note, however, that underground tanks, or those housed within buildings, are not shown on historical maps and are not included in the data. Information about these may be held by local authorities and often requires a specific request to access. Our consultancy team brings together a diverse group of experts, including historians, geologists, archaeologists, historical geographers, and mining specialists. This multidisciplinary approach allows us to look at mining risk from every possible angle. We've been interpreting, investigating, and leading clients manage mining risks since 1978. One of our key strengths is our access to unique collections of mine plans. These resources allow us to uncover mining activity that might otherwise go unnoticed. We also have access to records from former site investigations. This can be critical for helping sites move forward with development by providing supporting evidence to mitigate those perceived risks. In addition to this, we currently hold over 6,000 geological plans, giving us a solid foundation to work from when assessing ground conditions and historical activity. This table highlights some of the core minerals mined in the UK. This is not an exhaustive list, but some of the key ones that we've grouped for ease. We do, however, cover up to 60 different minerals within our reports. In December 2022, there was a significant update to the British Geological Survey's radon dataset that is included as part of the Groundsure Insight. This update increased not only the accuracy, but also the number of properties falling within radon-affected areas in England, Wales, and Scotland, including a general uprating in areas formerly less known to have radon naturally occurring. There were no changes to the radon potential class, but the areas were expanded and the location accuracy further improved. Many local authority searches and some providers use the 1 kilometre indicative radon atlas for England and Wales, which assigns the highest radon potential within each 1 kilometre grid square to all properties or sites. In the example above, a site located anywhere within this red square would be classified as 5 to 10%, potentially overstating the risk for subsites. In contrast, the Groundsure reports use the radon potential dataset developed by the British Geological Survey and UK Health Secretary Agency, based on over 560,000 long-term measurements and detailed geological data. This dataset provides property-specific radon assessments for greater accuracy. Please note that this information can be purchased separately where required, and we do offer a report called a radon check. Infrastructure data, which is included within the Geo Insight report, is unique to Groundsure. Many infrastructure projects, such as HA2 and Crossrail, can significantly impact environmental risk assessments. Public concern and regulatory sensitivity around these developments mean they must be considered early in the planning process. Evaluating their potential influence on land use, environmental constraints, and future site viability is essential to supporting responsible development and ensuring compliance. In the UK, there is 15,811 kilometres of railways to be precise. Groundsure have data on all types of railways. We also include full information on other underground networks within the UK. These include the Tyne and Wear Metro, Merseyrail, and the Glasgow Subway. And we also have data on historic and abandoned railways. The Royal Mail tunnels beneath London, used for the underground transit of mail between 1927 and 2003. Previously, the Royal Mail tunnels information had to be requested from Royal Mail and their associated estate managers at a very high cost for very little information. Our data, digitalised from original plans, provides location and depth data and shows the line mapped onto contemporary mapping, which is a huge time and money savings for relevant areas. And we are the only provider that includes it free as standard. While some designation data may be available through other providers, the Groundsure Insight report offers comprehensive coverage, including environmental, visual and cultural, agricultural, and habitat designations all in one single source. Environmental designations are legal or administrative classifications that protect areas with significant natural or cultural features. Visual and cultural designations identify areas or assets of visual or heritage value, ensuring their character is preserved through legal or planning frameworks. Agricultural designations assess the quality and suitability of land for farming, often used in planning to guide land use decisions. And finally, habitat designations categorize areas based on the ecosystems they support, often tied to conservation strategies for protecting biodiversity. Together, these layers provide a detailed understanding of land use constraints and sensitivities, crucial for informed planning and environmental risk assessment. Natural geological cavities, such as sinkholes and caves, occur widely in a diverse range of geological settings, notably karst environments. Most are formed by the dissolution of soluble rock, such as chalk, limestone, rock, salt, and gypsum. Others are formed by movement of loose materials that result in fissures and gulls. Not only does this dataset include published information from a multitude of sources provided by Stantec, our in-house GIS team actively monitors and incorporates newly reported sinkholes appearing in news and media outlets to ensure the dataset remains comprehensive and current. It's important to be aware of sinkholes and natural geological cavities because they have the potential to cause ground stability problems such as subsidence, surface collapses, mass movement, and landslides, as well as other environmental risks. So how do we handle our data? Over 300 datasets are processed annually for use in our reports and are obtained from a wide variety of sources and providers, such as the British Geological Society and the Environment Agency. Each dataset has an individual schedule throughout the year. For example, this could be monthly, quarterly, or annually. Every update has an individual procedure page with notes and information regarding the data. Whilst the majority of our orders are still delivered in PDF format, we've seen a significant increase in interest in GIS-compatible data. In response to this demand, we now offer our maps and datasets in formats compatible with most major GIS software platforms, for example, ArcGIS, QGIS. This data offering follows the same data pattern as our PDF reports. Here are some of the key advantages of GIS-ready data and mapping. The ability to view multiple sites in one view, tailor that view to your requirements with the ability to switch individual datasets on or off. A bespoke offering which allows the user to decide how much buffer to include, and the ability to create your own datasets. So a quick look at the difference between GIS and PDF. On the right is an example of our Enviro and Geo Insight PDF report. These reports feature clearly structured summary pages with datasets that contain identified features highlighted in bold. Datasets searched but with no results are shown in grey for clarity. The reports are auto-buffered, meaning features identified within specific distances are automatically categorized and displayed in the columns on the right-hand side. To enhance usability, the PDF includes interactive features such as hyperlinks that direct you to detailed pages for each identified feature, allowing for faster navigation across the document. A home button located in the bottom left corner of each page enables users to quickly return to the summary page at any time. When you order the PDF report from our ordering platform, it is then delivered via email and is a PDF file. The Groundsure GIS provision is split into two separate products, the Map Insight GIS and the Enviro and Geo Insight GIS, which can be ordered separately or in tandem. The Map Insight GIS comprises of historical maps in all scales as GeoTIFFs. GeoTIFF is a public domain metadata standard which allows georeferencing information to be embedded within a TIFF file. The potential additional information includes map projection, coordinate systems, and everything else necessary to establish the exact spatial reference for the file. What this means in this context is that historical maps will load or appear in your GIS and be geographically located. The data element is delivered in a geo package and contains all the data layers for the Enviro and Geo portions. A benefit of this is that most GIS software packages will support geo packages. We have a detailed guide on our knowledge base showing how to load geo packages in QGIS, ArcGIS Pro, ArcMap and MapInfo, and information on how to access this will be shown towards the end of the webinar. Our GIS-compatible Groundsure Insight data comprises 171 datasets for England and Wales and 111 datasets for Scotland. It can be purchased to mirror or supplement Groundsure Insight PDF reports. Here we can see an example of the GIS historical map scanned in at 500 dots per inch, allowing for better visualization and accuracy. Introducing Knowledge Base, which is a fully integrated feature on the Groundsure website that allows you to dive deeper into our product range, datasets, and training resources. It also includes quick access to our Insights user guides and information. A link to this is also provided in each Insights PDF report. I will now pass you to Andy Crawshaw, who will be taking the next few slides.
That's great. Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, I just thought it would be pertinent just to let you guys know that although Jenna's just been through our raw data, which we obviously provide to environmental consultants and developers and things like that, that we also do have another arm to our business where we offer interpreted reports to the legal sector as well. So solicitors, when they're doing their real estate transactions and conveyancing side as well. So I just thought I'd take you through some reports that we offer that cover that side of the business. So we offer our site view report. This is a new report that we brought out. It's got a really simple and efficient check of core compliance issues for commercial property. And it's something that we say is really useful if you're looking at a refinancing deal or you're looking at small commercial premises. So things like if you're dealing with a chip shop or a hairdresser's and things like that, it will cover you completely for contaminated land. It's got a full flood report in there. It's got ground stability radon, and it also looks at planning constraints. And you can see the key on the screen that identifies which bits we give a full data and analysis on, which bits do a screening in the grey, and then which bits just come up as an alert in the white. But it should be said that the site view doesn't cover redevelopment. Then we have our screening report. So this will provide an environmental risk assessment for straightforward commercial property transactions. And it's also got our climate index module in there. So it looks at forward scenarios that might be affected by climate risk. So it looks at the next 5 years and the next 30 years, especially specifically for things like flooding, ground stability, and coastal erosion. And it's something that, again, if you're looking at a site where you know what the risks are with that site, there's nothing that's going to creep up on you and actually you're not going to be informed about it already, then this is the report that we would recommend for you. And as I say, it covers that climate index aspect as well. People use this for less complex commercial property transactions and also multi-site portfolios as well. But again, this doesn't cover a redevelopment of a site. And then we have the review report. And this provides a detailed manual assessment of contaminated land risk. And it's also got a comprehensive review of flood, of radon, of energy. So things like any solar farms or wind farms that are going up, and also any oil extraction sites. It covers that full transportation that Jenna went through with you. And it also looks at ground stability and planning constraints as well. You can get it with full planning applications if you wish. It's up to you if you include them within the report. So this is ideal for any commercial property transactions that includes complex deals and redevelopment sites. And it is the most comprehensive commercial search available. And it's been carefully prepared by our team of in-house environmental consultants. And I think it's also useful to let you know about our ground screen as well. Ground screen is our unique brownfield remediation cost calculator. So it's something that's really rapid and an easy screening for site contamination appraisal. It's a solution that provides a very early view of development risks, and it also includes remedial cost ranges relating to the presence of ground contamination, groundwater contamination, and any sort of geotechnical issues as well. So we've built this in accordance with quite a few people, but especially a couple of local councils who find it really useful. And what it does is it just enables easy identification of potential hotspots and problematic areas within sites that may require different remediation and containment approaches. It looks at 57 data sets, and it provides the most effective way just to assess visibility cost impacts from potential contamination risks on any proposed development site. And it can just significantly reduce your project team time and resource in preparing bid estimates. So it provides the earliest understanding of potential issues and development risks, resulting in fewer expensive surprises. It helps focus resources towards the area of greatest risk. And it also supports the most cost-effective bidding and tendering process as well. But it also enables an easier and clearer comparison of different sites using a standardized approach. And it's a really effective tool to help locate development sites to match any sort of risk appetite that your clients might have. And that's it from me. I will now pass you back over to Fiona.
Lovely. Thanks ever so much for that, Andy. And I have to say, I learned a couple of things there. I thought I knew pretty much everything about the Groundsure reports, but that was really interesting, especially about some of the data that's been updated more recently. So thank you very much. We've got few minutes for some questions. I can see there aren't any in the Q&A. I did take the liberty of contacting our customer support before this, and I asked them what are the most frequently asked questions on Groundsure data and reports. So if you'll indulge me for a moment, hopefully this is helpful for a few people. So first question that we get is, how many historic maps would you get in a map pack? I don't know, Andy, if you or Jenna want to take that one.
That's all
I'll
right.
pass over
I
to
will.
Jenna.
Yeah, I was going to say I will take that one happily. So it's all of the historical maps in all scales that are available. Coverage is going to differ, across different parts of the UK, but it's going to be all of the available maps. If on the very rare occasion there is less than 4 in a particular map pack, we will contact the customer to ensure that they either still want to go ahead with the order or if they would prefer to cancel, since there is not many available for that particular area. But having said that, we do have over, I think it's 1.5 million historical maps, so we've got a pretty good coverage. We can also do coverage checks if a client needs a specific map year. We can't guarantee its inclusion in the report, in the pack, but we can do a coverage check before purchase if it's kind of a deal breaker, if that map's going to be included or not.
Yeah. I think typically we see somewhere in the region of about 14 maps within the map pack, so they're really comprehensive. Next question, in regards to Map Insight, for some projects I may need the boundary to be shown, but on others I'll just need the maps with no boundary. Is there a way to do this?
So yes, there is. There's a couple of different options here. So we do sell an option called Map Insight Point. That will not have a boundary on it, but that is a separate product, separate from the Groundsure Insight. If you do buy the Groundsure Insight, it is going to come with a boundary on it. However, if you require a particular project to not have a boundary on there, you can contact us, and it's a simple task for our GIS team to just remove it. If you know that you need the exact same configuration every order, we can actually set that up on our side so that your orders will deliver in that particular way. I think there's also different color options as well. If you want it, say, the boundary in blue, we could do that, or if you want it in red, we can also set it up, however kind of works best.
Yeah, and we can do that through our customer support. So yeah, just get in touch as you normally would. And what size does the first price bracket go up to? So obviously they're priced in stages. So what size of site can I search for the cheapest price?
So the first size bracket would be 0 to 10 hectares. That is when you're going to get the kind of full OS master map included, as that's included up to 10 hectares. Then following that, it goes 10 to 50 hectares. And then from there, it goes up in 50 hectare increments, so 50 to 100, 100 to 150, and so on. But I believe we've got, we can quote up to sites of, a huge size is 50,000, I think, something like that. But, we'll always be able to provide bespoke pricing where possible.
Yeah, lovely. And I think that we had it. Keith, yes, we can make the slides available and a recording if you think it's useful for you. So yeah, I'll drop you an email after this, and we will be running these fairly regularly. So if anybody wants to recommend one of these to a colleague in a few months' time, if you think it'd be useful, then drop me an email and I'll make sure you're on the guest list. And if you want samples of any of these, they're on our website, or you can get in touch with myself or Nancy or Connor. And yeah, we hope you found this really useful, and we look forward to speaking to you all again in the future. Thanks very much. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks.